thatmovieguyUK.
Hi everyone, I hope you keep you well, keep you safe, watching plenty of good movies. Now, today I want to review a film that I wanted to review in 2017 but was unable to as I could not seek a copy of it, and that is Nobuhiko Obayashi's Hanagatami. For me, Obayashi has been a bit of a revelation of a director. I am so in awe of his style and really of how he has broken boundaries within auteurship in cinema. And I think since his passing, we need to reassess and appreciate what he gave to cinema. And I think Hanagatami is one of these films that is a great starting point outside of Hausu. So let's get discussing. Set in the spring of 1941, 16-year-old Toshihiko attends school in the coastal town of Karatsu, where his aunt cares for his ailing cousin. Immersed in the seaside nature and culture, Toshihiko soon befriends the town's other extraordinary adolescents as they all contend with the war's gravitational pull. Since Obayashi's passing, we can now say his penultimate film was probably his most intimate and most detailed. This is a man who is going back in time and reflecting what has happened to his upbringing and how things have changed within Japan. The whole idea of the war as the backdrop is very resonant and very haunting in many elements, as the film may look beautiful and a happy-go-lucky sense, but deep inside we know that this change is happening. And this is the interesting thing about just under this 3-hour runtime, is this cultural change, but also he gives a lot back and showing how tradition is something that he still holds dear, and it's something that I feel like has captivated him as a filmmaker. And through the whole idea of Hanagatami, you sense this, and I think it's very poignant and very eye-opening in many senses. Through the whole process of Hanagatami, we have this heart-melting music that is sung by a child choir. And that is kind of I feel like it's a symbol of lost voices and the voices of people that had perished because of the war and people that could not fulfill a full life. And I think this is the tragedy of what we see. We know that Obayashi lived in the Hiroshima area. He has suffered this himself, and I think it's a homage to his friends, to the people that lived and worked and fought during this time. It really hits hard, and I don't know if it's a lot more saddening now since Obayashi has passed, but through the whole idea of Hanagatami, you just sense Obayashi is crying through the lens and just wants to kind of go back to a time where things may not be perfect, but this was the beginning of his existence and the beginning of his story and his artistry in general. As the war is the giant umbrella over Hanagatami, it is a massive piece of anti-war cinema, and through the whole of the film you do sense this from the characters and from the ideas of what Obayashi is bringing. Obviously this is based on a book, a very small book that's expanded into such a long film, but in this sense we get to understand maybe a side of Japan that maybe in the West that we have not always understood. And some people obviously opposed to war, but the westernization of the Second World War and a lot of people, resembling Japanese as savages and, just wanting to die for their country. Not all of them had this sense, and I think Hanagatami is really a good culmination of understanding more of a culture that we in the West don't really seek to learn. And I think for myself, I do love learning about Japanese culture and Asian culture in general, and Hanagatami is that film. It's beautiful. It's honestly one of the most poignant yet reflective films I've watched in quite some time, and very glad that Third Window have released this on Blu-ray. It has been a great experience and I would highly recommend you to seek it. So, have you seen Hanagatami? Please let me know what you think. What is your favourite Obayashi film that is not Hausu? I'm always eager to know. Recently, I watched Sada, which I think is a close second to Hanagatami for me at the moment. But as I said, my education in Obayashi is continuing, and it's something that I am cherishing very deeply now since he's passed. There's a lot more to Obayashi outside of Houseu, and I hope that you go down that road. This Friday on Talking Movies, we are doing a Takashi Miike top 5, and we're joined by Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast. So that's going to be 8 p.m. GMT. We are not picking Audition. Audition is off the cards. So make sure you join us 8 p.m. this very Friday with me, host, and Eric. It's going to be great. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you please. Thank you for all the love. Keep it going. Beautiful community. Thanks very much, guys. And as we normally say on this channel, diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, danke schön, bitte schön, all the shuns, arigato, mashimasu. And obviously, never change. Bye.